we go. Okay. All right. So why am I jovial? Why am I actually I'm just getting over a really terrible allergy. I'm all congested from being outside in the wonderful but I'm fine. I'm all good. Hey, this is episode number 41 of Cool Crap We Love. And by the way, Cool Crap is a bad name to name this show, but actually in retrospect it should have been something else. But growing up there was so much cool crap that we love, and the guy that we have tonight is far from cruel or crappy. He's really a great guy, and I grew up watching this little guy and smiling. And I'm not talking about Walt, by the way, just to let you know. Anyway, it's 8:00 and today is May 12th, 2021, and I'm feeling great. I'm wearing a push-up bra. I'm in good shape. I'm feeling well. And let me bring on our co-host, the man himself, Walt PPP Lillo. Where is he? Where is he, Paul?
What's happening?
Hey, Walt, what's going on?
Yo. So you got COVID again, huh?
No, just allergy kind of stuff. Rose fever. It's May.
Yeah, I was cutting some grass today. I got a little water in my eye over here. So I got a little allergy thing going on too. The only one that doesn't have allergies going on looks like is Rodney Allen Rippy.
Rodney actually looks good. He looks great, and he's got.
You're never going to believe it's him. You're never going to believe it's him.
Good video, and he's like he's got it going on. I don't know what he's doing over there in California, but he's got it going on. He knows how to play this game.
He does.
By the way, so tonight's show. First of all, before I even get into how was your week?
My week was great. I think.
You think?
I'm still breathing. As
Okay.
Chris Monty would say, my grandmother say, if I get up and my elbows aren't touching wood, it's a good day.
A good day. Yeah, that's right. I've had a busy week, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. And I got to tell you, oh, look, somebody's typing in our chat, Clarendon D12. Thank you, guys. Clarendon D12. Rory Hearn.
Rory Hearn. Thanks, Rory.
It's funny because I did yesterday. I had taken some stuff. I took, I don't know, and I got these Halls Mentoliptus things. By the way, that's our new sponsor.
A little sponsor.
Yeah, so it's all like just a couple of days it goes away and it's fine. But it's far from COVID. It's far from COVID. Hey, how come ants can't get COVID-19?
Right.
They got little antibodies.
No, they do. They do have little antibodies.
I told you. So this is going to be so much fun because growing up, and by the way, I really wanted to play lots of jingles. You know that, right?
Yeah, but we can't.
But we can't because there's copyright infringements and problems, and people will give us a hard time.
They will. They'll stop us.
And we don't do that. We don't need to do that. Oh, Leland's here. Leland is our producer for the other show, which I worked with yesterday. There is Leland.
Leland?
What's up, guys? Leland's great.
Yeah, so we decided we were going to do commercials that we grew up with and stuff like that, little jingles, sayings and stuff. And then we found that we were looking for a guest, and who better than the Jack in the Box kid, which was Rodney Allen Rippy.
That's right. And what a career this guy has had. I mean, being the cutest kid in America in those days. I mean, how does it feel to grow up in that? That's crazy. So, I wanted to play jingles, but we can't. So Instead, I figured that we bring up some of the things that we grew up with that we could just sit here and sing and look foolish.
That's it. So let's bang them out before Rodney comes on, because we're not going to bang them out when Rodney's on.
That's correct. Well, Rodney may want to be in. I got pictures of Rodney right there. Actually, looking at that, I want to eat that burger.
Yes, look delicious.
It does look delicious. I went to see J.J. Walker on. Oh, okay.
It's so funny because Rodney, I thought it was Jimmy J.J. Walker when he came on.
Actually, he looks better. J.J. Walker is not in as good a shape as Rodney.
No.
I worked with Rodney several times. I mean, with
he aged well.
And JD doesn't want to come on the show. He doesn't want to do it.
So we don't need him.
I actually emailed my friend who he comes and hangs out every day and has lunch with him. I said, tell him and I left it, I left it like that. So here's something.
All right, so let's bang these out.
Hey now.
Hey Kool-Aid.
That's right. What's that?
That's Hey Kool-Aid. So you know why I brought that up was because every fat person that that's okay, like Gene Trifolo, if you could make fun of him, you just say, hey, Kool-Aid.
Okay, it's not. That's not good. I used to bring up one comic that's overweight and say like Gene. I mean,
Gene's all right with that.
I know, but what happened if he would say like, some ass? Oh, like Walt, you know. But
You
you're
know
right.
how many times I brought him onto the stage saying, "Hey, Kool-Aid."
Hey, did you really?
Oh
Now this guy,
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
remember the commercial. He would bust through a wall and go, "Kool-Aid's here,"
Right. And that's
right?
the one. That was the wall he busted through.
You're right. And is that he said? Is that what he said? Hey, Kool-Aid's here. Something
Yeah.
like that.
And then a whole song.
Yeah, it was a whole song. Yeah.
I seen a commercial last night for Kool-Aid that I was researching this stuff, and it was old Japanese people, an old Japanese guy. He's like, "Oh, Kool-Aid," and there's like commercials you can't do anymore.
Speaking of commercials you can't do anymore, you want to hear something funny? I was looking up some research for the show, if you want to call this research, but I found this ad, and I even said it to my wife. I said, "This is really funny. This is women back in the day, in the 60s and 70s." Were considered like somebody that men would have to help, right?
Yes.
I mean, not in the 2021, this cancel world we live in now. But look at this ad. This is kind of a strange thing.
You mean a woman can open it?
That's right. The cap is easy enough for a woman who's frail and doesn't have any strength to just be able to pop it open. Even a woman could open it.
That's beautiful.
What would happen today if you started putting up commercials like this today?
Well, this commercial would say, even a binary person, non-binary person can open it.
I don't remember that commercial, but I saw that ad and it was really funny.
No, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Why did you put up this particular one? Let's see. This is odd.
Slinky. Everybody knew that song. It's Slinky. It's Slinky. And that's one of those jingles that stayed in your head. It's a wonderful toy. It's Slinky. It's Slinky. Fun for a girl and a boy. Now,
not today.
No. 30 years later, 40 years later, I remember that. I could never get that stupid thing to go down the stairs.
I remember spending hours trying to make that thing go. And then, what came out later on, they came out with plastic Slinkies that you buy in the dollar store. And they were like the China knockoff ones, and they never mind go down the stairs. They just would crack and break. They were the dollar store Slinkies, but this is the original.
That's the original Slinky. That was the I don't know if that was aluminum or if that was metal but you could hit somebody with that and hurt them.
Yeah, and you could poke your eye out with it too.
Yeah.
Let's see. You put up this one too. What is it? Oh, there you go.
Remember that? This is your brain
on drugs.
This is your right, and this is your brain on drugs. So everybody remembered that it's stuck in your head that fried egg was your brain on drugs.
I just want to let you know I ate my brains for dinner just tonight. That's just what I had for dinner.
Yeah, that's not the only thing you're going to be doing with your brains later.
Yeah, that's true. No, actually, egg whites. I'm a big egg white guy. I eat a lot of egg whites and fresh mozzarella cheese.
You look fabulous.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're cute yourself, big guy. All right. Now this is great. This is a classic one here. This was huge. This was really huge.
Even till this day.
Yeah.
What does somebody say when they got to get up in the morning? When they got to get up in the morning and go to work? What do they say?
Time to make the donuts. That
was the guy. So when you're saying time to make the donuts, this is the guy who originally said it.
And he died too. I remember hearing when he died.
I think his name was Fred the Baker.
Something like that. And he probably really wasn't a baker. He was probably an actor out of LA. Character actor or whatever.
A lot of people don't know, but Rodney Allen Rippy was supposed to do that commercial.
Was he really?
No.
Okay. This, I think I put up with a Jew. I'm not sure.
This one here. Now, ask anybody what's on a Big Mac.
Today?
You know what's on it?
In the day.
Yeah. Take it down. Tell me what's on a Big Mac.
It's 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and sesame on a sesame seed bun, something like that, right?
That's it. You sing it. 2 all beef patties, sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. That's it written down, but everybody knows what's on there. In that order.
I think I have a clip of that here. Let's see. Yeah,
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion on a sesame seed bun.
That's very, very good. Now I can prove it. I'm even going to say, I'm not going to make the comment. All right, I'm going to get in trouble. So I won't even say
that was McDonald's. That was McDonald's. They had everybody singing the ingredients to the Big Mac.
Yeah, I think this was the commercial. One of the commercials. There's so many of these.
McDonald's Big Mac. It's more than just another hamburger. There are 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. 7
Ooh.
great ingredients working together to make one great taste. 2 all cheese, lettuce, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the idea? 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
It's your McDonald's Big Mac. You've got to taste it to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was huge. That was
But
huge.
that's how you knew what was on it. You sang it.
Yeah, and by the way, I used to like and eat a lot of those as a kid. I really did. I also like Wetsons, which was another one that was around when I was a kid in Brooklyn. Now this guy is just like the guy when it's time to make the donuts. It's almost the same thing.
That's Mr. Whipple.
Mr. Whipple.
I got to tell you something.
What
The
was his
commercial was,
catchphrase?
"Hey, please don't squeeze the Charmin."
Right.
Right? And now they said it because it was so soft and squeezable that people were just coming into the store and squeezing the Charmin. Now, if you've ever squeezed the Charmin, it's not that great of a feeling.
No, it's a silly to think that that was the marketing, but it worked.
Yes, because we're still talking about it. You know, you grab somebody's butt by mistake and you say, "Ooh," they say, "Please don't squeeze the Charmin."
Yeah, see, they were like, well, how about Mr. Whipple? We had him in the queue. We had it going. What does this say? A nice DP shirt, Walt.
Dr. Pepper, he's right. Who noticed that?
Oh boy. Okay.
I got that up there too. Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. You can play
Remember David
Rodney Allen
Norton,
Rippy #1 record. That's right. We do have Rodney Allen Rippy's record thing here, which I'm going to show you just a bit.
Okay.
Let's see. Real quick. Let's go buzz for a couple real quick because I want to
Hang on,
bring Rodney
couple
up. All right, here we go.
All right. This one was twofold.
Uh-huh.
This was twofold. This had 2 catchphrases that you remembered. Remember? The lady goes into the store and says, "How do you the store with the Chinese people running the laundry like a stereotype?" And she goes in and says, "I don't know how you get my clothes so soft and clean." And the guy goes, "Ancient Chinese secret."
Oh God, I forgot that.
Right?
You're right.
And then
You're right.
wife,
I forgot that.
and the wife in the background goes, "We need more Calgon."
That's right. I forgot that.
And then the non-Chinese lady goes, "Ancient Chinese secret, huh?"
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You know, that kills me. And you remember the whole, I do now, it's coming back as you're saying it. And I'm like,
Sure.
what? You know, and today, again, another commercial that would be politically incorrect and they would kill you.
Yeah. And also the second part of that was "Take Me Away, Calgon." So that was a newer version of it.
This is classic too. This was more, I think, the 80s though, right?
We still do 80s. I mean, that's one of those things. You know, somebody falls down, like your friend falls down because he's drunk, and you just say, "I've fallen, I can't get up."
Tell me the truth. Every comedian in every club across the country was doing "I can't."
use that. Yeah.
I mean, it was like, "Where's the nuggets on a chicken?" was the big joke. Yeah. Okay, for the money store.
No.
Malden, right?
Wasn't the money store. That was American Express. Don't leave home without it.
Oh, that's what it was. Don't leave home without it. Okay.
So American Express traveler's checks.
I remember Paul, was it Paul Rizzuto for the money store? Paul Rizzuto for the money store.
Phil Rizzuto, the money store.
All right. Oscar Meyer.
So this was the little kids started singing, "I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
That's right.
That is what I truly like to be."
Embarrass yourself all the way to the end. Feel free.
That's it.
All right.
Now this one, I didn't think you would get this.
Alka-Seltzer? Oh,
Yeah, I can't believe
what did he say? I would get up and go, "Oh, I ate the whole thing." Is that what it was?
I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that one, everybody knew that.
Yeah.
And then when you're sitting there and you're eating dinner with your friends and you're like, and then you get this big bowl of pasta and you eat it all, it's like, I can't believe I ate the whole thing 30 years later.
30 years later. Be a pepper. I'm a
Yeah,
pepper.
that's
You're
it.
a pepper.
So Dr. Pepper, that was it. Be a pepper. Everybody, that was their saying. I mean, they had David Norton, which was the guy from American Werewolf in London. He also sang the 70s song "Making It," if you remember that. He was the Dr. Pepper guy.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Meow, 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 meow. That was so silly too. Oh, if I could teach the world to sing.
Yeah. If I could teach the world to sing. And now you have to be less white.
According to Coca-Cola, yes.
Yes. Well, that was Coca-Cola.
Mikey.
Yes.
Let Mikey try. Look, he's eating. Mikey likes it.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Wow.
Here he is. So that was the Life cereal. Yeah, Mikey from Life cereal. Big rumor went around that he died drinking Coca-Cola and Pop Rocks.
That's right. I forgot about that. Reach out and touch somebody. That won't work today either.
New Jersey Bell. Reach out. Hey, for all you young people who don't know what a phone cord is, that's what a phone cord is.
That's right. That's what a phone cord used to, and that was the slimline phone.
That was the one with the push buttons. You were rich if you had that.
That it was go beep 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 beep.
Yep.
Yep, that's right. And the baloney song.
My baloney had a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney had a second name. It's Mayer.
I put this one in.
I love it, Mr. Softy.
Right, and what was that was the kind of thing. You're the guy driving that truck, making those ice creams. You want to come home and put a bullet in your head after hearing that song 48
all day,
all day long.
But I'll tell you what, if you were in the house and you heard that, it drove you nuts. It drove you into a frenzy as a kid.
It was great. It was great. And I used to get the double cone vanilla with the colored sprinkles.
That's it, man. Oh, I guess you could get the chocolate.
I like the colored sprinkles because I'm not racist.
Bro, you can't say colored anymore. Come on.
I know they were colored sprinkles. Now look at this creepy thing.
What is that? I don't know what that one is.
Reach out and touch someone. Look at this clown.
That's what you want. That guy reaching out and touching you.
That is creepy.
I'm sure he did reach out and touch a lot of people.
Remember this?
That's the weenie. That's still around.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I seen somebody take pictures with that the other day.
All right, enough of this silliness. Let's bring on Rodney now. Because we have I could go through these all day, but more importantly, so hey, look, I'm looking at Rodney's bio.
Yeah,
and, it's impressive. I mean, I'm not going to read it all. There's a lot here. This guy,
it's a lot better than mine. I got to tell you that.
Your bio is what? Where is your?
I got mine on a matchbook cover.
Yeah, I have mine on toilet paper so I could constantly, reuse it, just flush it and start new. So Rodney Allen Rippy is known as had an amazing career since the age of 3.5, dating back to his Jack in the Box commercial campaign. Now Rodney was a spokesman for more than 14 years for the Academy of Television Arts and Science. They gave Mr. Rippy an award for having one of the greatest commercials in the past 50 years, which we all know which that commercial was. By the way, being a child star like that and being like the cutest kid on television at 3.5 years old, I'm really interested to see what
still being alive.
Yeah, well, he looks good shape. Also, Rodney, as you know, he had an amazing career. He ran for mayor of Compton, California, and his goal was to clean up a troubled city. I didn't know that either.
I thought that was Mayor Goldie Wilson.
It's pretty interesting. And Ronnie, also, he has a vision. His vision was to be as big as you can see, and nothing has changed. Ronnie has even worked with his longtime friend, Jerome Ringo, CEO of Zodiac Global, who's bringing power to the parts of Africa with, I hope I could not say this correctly, it's zoticglobal.com, which I'm going to ask him about as well. And he's also worked with Clear Channel executive Dan Petcrew, and together they've launched a radio show out of Reno, Nevada, and features beautiful music as well. And there's so much more here. I mean, it's endless how many great things this guy has done. And I wasn't even aware of some of the really great things he's done. And he's a good man too. He's been working on a project too with his longtime friend Martin Spruill, which are the Country Music Awards, and he's in some indie films he's got going on. He's co-producer and lead actor in an upcoming revolutionary film called Bucks of America.
How many people even remember the name Rodney Allen Rippy?
I do.
When's the last time anybody thought of Rodney Allen Rippy?
Oh, what are you trying to discount a guy?
No, I'm just saying that he's not. He did all of this, and he did it without being known. Everybody knows that Bruce Springsteen and George Clooney do all of this stuff, but Rodney does it without being known.
Yeah, and I'm looking at all these other things. He's seeking investors and distribution. He's working to produce a Celebrity Shootout that will be broadcast globally and streamed everywhere. Rodney will bring A-list stars, music icons, and other VPs to drag race for charity, which we have a little clip up as well. He's got a really this is a guy that.
How about you bring him on?
Yeah,
how about you do something crazy like bringing him on?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, here he is, our guest, and we want to thank him for coming. Rodney
now, I just got to warn everybody that he doesn't have that big hair anymore.
Neither do you.
I know.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Now that's Rodney Allen Rippy. Who would have known?
He looks the same.
He does not.
No, he's got the same face. It's just like
He's the same face.
He's grown up. He's just grown
Come
up.
on.
Yeah,
What do you think? What do you think, guys?
there you go. Blow
I
that
gotta
up.
tell you, Rodney, what I would do if I were you, I would get a wig just to put on to show people it's really you.
Trust me, if I let my hair grow, if I just left it alone, trust me, it would do the same thing. I would have a gigantic fro. I just don't know if it's, proper for me to walk around with a big fro right now, but I could.
Hey, it's 2021. We can do whatever we want. By the way, people are saying Rodney Allen Rippy rocks. Other people are in there saying you look great. You look wonderful. You look at getting all these great kudos and props here.
Hey, I appreciate that.
He was he was in the cover of the Hollywood's magazine. Is that true as well?
I was Hollywood Weekly. Where is it? There we go.
Got it?
I have exhibits for you. How you like that? There you go, folks. Hollywood Weekly. There you go.
That's
And
amazing.
they did really. I'm really honored because this was like a year ago, and they did such an incredible story. I mean, I was really impressed. I mean, I was really like just humbled by it because it was like 5 pages, and I was like, seriously? But they gave me like that much in their magazine. I was like, amazing.
Well, he's very humble. He's humble though. You can see that you're a humble person. Let me ask you a question though, going all the way back to when you were a kid, because that's where I want to start, and then we're going to bring it forward. Because you've done so much. I'm looking at this bio, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, that's pretty impressive. But going all the way back, do you remember those days, or is it just all blurry to you? Like when being a little kid, like I don't remember being 3 years old.
And how are you not dead?
I have to tell you, I remember the very start, the very first. Matter of fact, I remember before 3 years old.
Really?
How? Really, seriously, because I was a little kid living in Long Beach, California, just a normal kid, normal middle-class family. I love my dad so much, Fred Rippy. And at this time, Pop is a sanitation worker for the beautiful city of Long Beach. And
Still now?
No, he's retired. No, Pop's retired. Long retired. But this is back 1972. And then one day I was sitting in the living room and I'm watching The Little Rascals. And I'm laughing hysterically, and my mom comes in and says, "What's so funny?" And I pointed to TV, and she's like, "Oh, you're laughing at buckwheat." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so my mom is thinking, what you think you could do that? And I'm like, and so she's like, "No, seriously, you wouldn't be afraid of the lights and the cameras?" And in hindsight, years later, it finally clicked. The reason why I was so calm was because I envision being with the gang inside the TV. So I always wanted to get inside and have fun with them. So believe it or not, I had that active imagination. And so mom goes over to the yellow pages and starts literally with the rotary phone dialing with the yellow pages. And there used to be agents and talent managers in the yellow pages, believe it or not. And so mom starts calling, and before you know it, she had me and my sister Beverly Lee and my brother Kenneth Wayne. We were all signed up with an agent, and through a little trial and error, we had one little hoopty-doo with a guy that was fake, but we landed a great agent. Her name was Dorothy Deotis, and she was the top child actor agent in LA at the time. We just got lucky to get the best. And so my sister, she did a commercial. My brother went out on a couple auditions, and then I was the baby of the bunch. And so I landed the audition for the Jack in the Box commercial, and that was where it all started.
Hey, Rodney, do you think it's luck, talent, or looks? That's a good question.
Oh, it's got to be looks.
Great question, bro. I appreciate that, but I was very blessed. I was just a little kid, man. I was a little kid living on the west side of Long Beach. I was just like any other kid, but my mom saw something in me, and I'm like any other mother. Thank God. I hope all moms are this way, but my mom was like, "Oh, that's just my baby, and he's so cute, and I think he could do it." So my mom was there to support me, and so she gave me enough confidence to kind of take a shot.
And what I noticed, I don't know if you picked this up, John, but his name is Rodney Allen Rippy, and his sister's name is Beverly Lee Rippy, and his brother's name is Kenneth Wayne Rippy. So it's evidently they were being set up to be serial murderers.
Yeah, or either Western people. So we could have had a
Whatever,
black.
did
Western.
they all go by the 3 names?
You know, my sister, everybody uses their names. Yeah, Beverly Lee and Kenneth Wayne. Yep.
That's
somebody-
funny, man.
Somebody said here, you guest starred on The Odd Couple?
Yeah.
I did. Goodness gracious. I'm like, you have
He's
me,
got
digging
got the
for
picture. It's
have me
great.
digging for,
He's got it.
He's the
digging
best
for-
prepared
I
guest.
got it. I got the steal for you. How you like that?
I
There you
love it. I
go.
love it.
There you go. And
Was
the
that Victor
reason,
Bueno?
and the reason why I have all these fantastic photos are I get asked from time to time to go and do memorabilia shows and do autograph signings. As a matter of fact, I just did one in Valencia, California. No, not Valencia. No, it wasn't Valencia. Was it Victorville, California? And it was a great art exhibit. And a friend of mine named Ursula Richards asked me to go and sit at her table. And I'm just being a friend. I said, okay, sure. And I sat there, and it's a great way of meeting people and having good laughs with people and going down memory lane.
I love that stuff. I love that stuff, man.
Me too.
Chiller
Yeah.
theater. I love it.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Oh, Chiller's
Somebody
awesome.
here is saying, do you live near Snoop?
Do I live near Snoop? I'm not that far away from Snoop. Oddly enough, he is here in Southern California, and I'm actually hoping to do some action with him and do some work because I got a project which he had mentioned earlier that I definitely am reaching out to him and a bunch of other very cool people.
I can tell you how to get in there really easy with them.
Well, yeah, you know.
We also have a question
Yeah.
coming. Rodney's producing, also playing Patriot Soldier in the upcoming epic-sized true story film Bucks of America. Tell us about
Bucks
that.
of America. Big shout out to the producer, Robert Gatewood. Incredible guy. Actually, it's funny. Here is actually this is a t-shirt. And this logo here, this is actually the symbol. And right here, there was a flag, a revolutionary flag that many people do not know about. And people are very unaware that there is a group called Bucks of America. And these were a black militia during the whole Revolutionary War. They were a militia that went in, and when things got bad, they did not retreat. They kept pushing forward. And
I never knew
believe it
that.
or not, they have never been properly honored. And I've been asked to be a producer on the project and to be one of the actors and one of the militiamen. And we're very, very excited about it. And definitely, if you want to find out more, just Google Bucks of America, and then you'll be like, "What the heck is this?" And a lot of history out there.
Well,
We were talking about this before. Gene Simmons is cringing at all the merchandising you're doing.
Well, Gene, you know what? A lot of people don't know this too. Do you know Gene Simmons sells life insurance?
No.
No.
Yes, he is. He is
Just life
licensed in
insurance?
insurance. Yes, he is. And he only touches annuities and does rollovers for like $500,000 and up. He's a
Really?
oh
That
yeah.
sounds crazy.
That money.
Oh yeah, money for money. You know, people don't
That
know
sounds
that.
crazy. Well, Walt, did you know that I act as Ace Frehley on weekends occasionally for some concert tours?
Yes, I did know that.
And I also wanted to get into TV just like Rodney. I wanted to get into that box. Unfortunately, the one I was looking at was women.
Gracious. Careful.
There you go.
Yeah, I have it too. Now listen, this
Yeah.
so I hear Tommy Locke says Blazing Saddles as Little Bart.
Mhm. Yes, actually, yep, that was the movie. Blazing Saddles. Yep. Good old Mel Brooks. I love you, Mel. Actually, to be very truthful about it, I saw Mel a few years back, and we were at the Grammy Museum, and they were honoring him and Carl Reiner, and for the 2,000-year-old man. And so all the crowd was there. I was sitting on the front row. He didn't even recognize it. I was sitting on the front row, and I was with a dear friend of mine that had invited me that night, and her name, and oh man, Betsy Hammer. She worked at Adam Sandler's production, and so she took me because she's part of the Grammy people because she does all this music stuff. And I saw him for the first time in all those years. He just remembers seeing me on the set, and I never saw him again after Blazing Saddles. And I was able to go back into the VIP room, and it was just me and him. And I said, look, if you do Blazing Saddles 2, I want to play Sheriff Bart, because it would be a perfect fit for me now, because it would, oh my God. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you could never do that movie. I'm like, oh, sure we could. Sure we could. It's
now,
only
something though, not to be negative, but after coming out of being the childhood, sweetheart.
Phenom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then time goes by for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a time that comes by where you're like, oh, am I going to ever grow out? Because I grew out of that young, cute kid. Now I'm going to be a teenager. You ever get to that spot? And then is there another spot where you're like, you just had enough with it and you want to pull away? Is there any of these
Todd Bridges? Like Todd,
exactly.
Did you ever think you were going to turn into Todd Bridges?
I have to tell you, I have always been in some way, shape, or form connected to entertainment. I actually went to college, went to Cal State Dominguez Hills, root, go Toros. And I got my degree in marketing and advertising. I started my own marketing PR company, which I use all of that knowledge in these projects, in my packaging, in my sales pitches and presentation. All of that stuff comes together. So I never got away from entertainment at all. Now I'm looking at the opportunities to still act, but now I want to produce, I want to direct. And I mean, I have some, a lot of times, and I don't mean to, I really wasn't trying to be funny with my bio, but I literally have several really, really wonderful sets of people. They don't know each other. They're completely separate projects. It's like the Country Soul Music Awards. My friend Marvin Sproul been working on this for years. It's going to happen. The Country Soul Music Awards. Then I have, projects that we're working with kids and NASA and the Hidden Pioneers. And I'm also working with another friend of mine, James Andrew, and he wants to do this thing called Taylor Wars. Now, if you look at these Taylor shows and everybody's on, thank you, James Andrew, for the nice tailoring. This is my tailor. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Anyway, but he keeps me looking good. But the thing about it is, you never see the hard work that goes into tailoring. So he wanted to create a reality show that was based on tailors battling. So fingers crossed on that. And it's just that, no, I've never been tired of the entertainment industry. I love the creativity. I love the people. I love the travel. And it's just that you can actually, being an actor is the only job where you could be something else. And if you've got good sense, you can cut it off at the end of the day and you can get to go back to I could be a crazy hatchet murderer 1 minute and then the next, and I can go cut. And then I go, back to Rodney. Let me get home and make a burger or something,
And look at how nice this. He's the only guy that's come on. He's got a beautiful set. You got really clean light. You got good sound. You have good video. You got high end def there. You got the whole thing going on.
Well, I actually have built a little podcast room because I'm in the process of starting the Rodney Allen Rippy Show. And it is about entertainment, but I really want to talk about positive talk because this world seems like it's getting away from positivity. And me personally, I've always been positive. And thank God for a great family and a mom and dad and brothers and sisters who love me and people like you, people who remember, and it's all about, I never take that stuff for granted because my
2021 is not good for the word positive.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm going to be positive. I don't care what's happening. I'm going to stay me.
There
it is right there. Take life a little easier. That's what you got to do. That's what
Rodney's got everything, man. He's got a garage sale waiting to happen.
Yeah,
I know it's great.
There you go. That's
He's drinking out of a mug with right?
Yeah.
John, I got your glass here too. Your body.
Right. There you go. It's good stuff.
There you go.
But it's really funny. He's in marketing. Marketing is, they say the greatest minds in the world are in marketing because it's the most difficult thing to do is to market something to make people buy it. And that's exactly what we're talking about all the time.
I'm always, it's just that I have so many different people that I know and they do different things and they come at me and they say, hey, I got this idea. And we all try to brainstorm. We all try to work together. I got involved with a really cute project. This is a friend of mine. Her name is Elaine Ballas. She wrote How to Write a Book, Campy Lane style. Everybody needs a cheerleader. Now, what this is, think about this. The older generation, when they start getting up in years, those amazing magical moments that they start to become shades of gray. Elaine thought it was funny to say how to write a book. So she's encouraging people, anybody, especially senior citizens, to write. And this is the inside of the book.
Blank.
There you go. So
Blank.
she's encouraging people to pick up a book and write their memoirs so that they could leave this for.
Is that whole book blank? Is the whole book
the whole
blank?
book is blank? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The whole book is blank. Every page. The only thing in there was a picture of her little doggy. That was it.
I think I just saw a picture. There was a picture in there of a polar bear drinking milk in the snow. I could see it right there on the other side.
There you go. That was it. And that was how she ended it. Hey, everybody needs and deserves a cheerleader. So that's Elaine.
That's really positive. That's great. That's really cool.
It's just creative stuff, and we crank, man, because I got great people out here in California and across the country. And I got big shout out to Jay Francis at Disney and Larry Woodard over at GSA Digital and Marcus Wesson at Ninth Wonder. All of these guys are big power players. And we recently had a conversation, and these are the type of guys that I look up to. These guys are giants. They are media giants. And I'm like, so humbled. I'm like, I'm all taking notes, and I'm like, man, but it's all good,
I got a question.
Go, brother.
You don't have to raise your hand, Walt. It's okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever date anybody in show business?
Yes, very briefly, Kim Fields. Kim Fields, that's right. We went to Al Fan's theatrical ensemble in Hollywood. And for a very brief moment, we had a crush because we were in acting class together. And I was like, she's beautiful. And we were little at that time. And then things just kind of went awry. So, and that was it. So
Kim Fields.
Yeah, Kim Fields, but she's fantastic. And she's a heck of a producer, director. That girl is bad. That girl is incredible.
I still got a little crush on Lisa Bonet. How old is she now?
She's probably in her 40s. Yeah, you're lucky. You might could get lucky. Send her a love note.
I'm 50. 4 years, I'm going to be 60.
Hey,
Lisa
you look
Bonet's
great, man.
She won't even come on the show. That's how close she wouldn't get to us.
Oh, she'll come. No problem.
Yeah, but listen, Rodney's our age, man. Rodney,
Yeah.
John, what were you born? I was born in 64. You were like 62?
62.
62. Rodney's in 68.
68.
68. So we all grew up together.
But I have the strength of 12, 15 men, generally.
Right. There you go.
Generally.
But we all lusted after those same little girls on TV.
Yeah. Well, if you were young, you're good at that. Don't do it now. You might have to fail. You might have
Get
to
locked up for that.
Yeah,
Ronnie,
a lot of
video
people
here. We have a
didn't work
video
for a
here.
lot
I'd
of
like to
people.
show this video of you, if you don't mind. I have a video here of you, Sonny and Cher, sang a song that you wrote.
No, it's my song. It was my album, my title song.
Let's see it.
Make Life a Little Easier. Yeah.
Now,
This
when
was
was-
on Bell Records.
When was that?
That was actually, you know what? And a dear friend of mine out of New York literally found one still in the plastic.
Wow.
This is the album. And it's wonderful when you have, I don't call them like fans, but they're friends. Because if they didn't care enough about you, this girl was looking out for me and found my album in somewhere. And
The F section.
yeah, she got it. But it was 1974, Bell Records. Honestly, it has never been produced on CD. And a dear colleague out here in California mocked up a
That's
sample.
great. That's so
And
great.
so
How much did that album go for?
wow, that's a good question. Now or then?
No, when she picked it up for you in the plastic.
How does he know? He didn't pay for it. She gave it as a gift,
I
right?
don't know. It was a gift. But the thing about it is it's never been remastered. And I still have parents, because so many parents are tired of their children listening to the type of music that's out there, and it's not really the best for young people to hear.
I agree.
To hear
Some of
older,
it's evil, man. It's evil.
I like
yeah.
it.
Let's
even
tell
like
like
a
it.
bowl evil. Anyway,
Rodney, what do you think about kids wearing their pants down to the bottom of their ass?
that's not necessary, and it's not going to be good for work, because if you walk in with your britches hanging down, more than likely you're not going to get a job. And
I
me
agree.
personally, I got my style from my dad, because Fred Rippy, he was always clean, fresh to death, and me personally, I like looking good. I can't be walking around my pants hanging
You
down.
do look good, man.
He does.
All right,
He's
so
in
this
good
is
shape.
this is your song, Sonny and Cher's singing it on the Sonny and Cher Hour, correct?
That's correct.
That's it.
Can you make it bigger, John? There you go.
Heard that before.
Well, out there, he's waiting for you. So much to see and so much to do. Open your eyes, take it to view, and catch out your life. Take life a little easier. Make life a little easier. Sit by a stream, fish for a fish, and whistle a tune. Whistle a tune. Dream you a dream, wish you a wish, and ride a balloon. Ride a balloon. Take life a little easier. Make life a little easier. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da.
He really stinks at singing, man. He was horrible.
It's
There
it
it
is.
is.
It's there you go. It really is a positive, happy tune, and it is representative of his attitude. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
he
a,
is.
it's a
You're
good
a very
old
happy guy, Rodney.
It's a really, and I think we need more Rodneys in the world today than we have. We have a lot. We need more Rodneys and less Lady Gagas.
Well, yeah, I know what, I never like being a sourpuss. I really don't, because and I think that you're very, if you have a choice of being happy and positive, and a lot of times when I hear negativity from people, I'm like, man, that's rough, and I'm like, I'm trying to get away from them. I really am. I mean, you can't avoid it, but I think that we as people in general, we need to be more positive and uplifting, and even if you got something nasty to say to somebody, just keep it to yourself, or don't say it at all, or if you think it, just say, well,
You're absolutely right. We need to keep, and not only that, I was thinking about this morning. We need to keep putting into our lives things that work for us and not things that don't. In other words, if you watch politics or you watch something and it drives you crazy and you want to go nuts, why ingest something that's creating this angst? You want to ingest the stuff that's going to create happiness and peace. So you want to really put into you the stuff that works, not that doesn't.
Who are you? Who invaded your body, John?
That was my Rippy.
I love it. I love it. It's good.
No, it's true though. I mean, I've been thinking about. I was listening this morning to a great. I was sitting here with my cold. I was thinking, and I was watching something on YouTube, and I was thinking. I was thinking about that. We got to stop ingesting what doesn't work. It's the same thing. You're not going to go out and eat rocks and dirt because it doesn't work in the body. You got to eat what's going to serve you. Well, what information and what music and what humor and what serves you. That's all.
Yeah.
Wait till I tell your wife you're talking like this.
Be my guest. And but actually, my wife will tell you, "Oh, I don't want to hear it." So listen, I want to ask Rodney about these too, because now I'm looking at all these different things. This is great, and he's worked with so many people over the years. And I saw this video too from Prime Motivation Rio Hondo College. Can you? And I'll show that. Tell us what that's about.
Well, think about it. When you were in high school back in the day, there were really wonderful vocational classes that you could go to, and wood shop, metal shop, electrical. All the young people, they don't have these opportunities, so they've taken them away. I've been working with a dear guy, a friend of mine. His name's Bill Montgomery. His cousin is actually Katherine Johnson from NASA that helped us get to the moon.
Yes.
And so the cool thing about it is we go around to high schools here in Southern California and hopefully maybe nationwide, and we're fighting to keep transportation and technology classes open. We want more labs. The world needs more technicians. And so young people, they may not go off to college, but if they had a skill set that would allow them to really dig into a career, that's what we're doing. And so we just did the Global Diversity Summit. This is past February, and we're already set up for 2022. So I'll be hooking up with you guys. I want you guys to be a part of it and support it, because we streamed it worldwide, and it's all about STEM education. And we got a great working relationship. We're very humbled to be working with NASA. And NASA, they're just too big. They cannot get down to the granular level, to the high schools, and they have people like us to do it. And so that's where we're at.
That's awesome. I have a quick video here, and this is I'm looking at this car. It is so cool. I mean, if you want, I'll bring it on. You could comment about that. This is
sure.
really, really cool. This is the kind of car when I was a kid, I was like, I want to get in the TV and drive that car. Here it is.
Was it Kit? Knight Rider?
Hey,
Oh,
Speed Racer?
that is the old Speed Racer car.
that is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yep. And that's the type of thing that we bring out to the schools to motivate the kids, because it's not only just about wrenching, it's about design, engineering, and all of that. And so that was one of the vehicles that we took out to the school. And the kids go crazy, the teachers go crazy, administration. And that's what it's all about, chrome and cool stuff. That's what we're bringing the cool back.
Rodney, you ever sit in a Batmobile?
Yeah, you know what? I actually sat in one. Yes, I did. I sat in one at a car show. Yep.
Damn it.
Sure did. I know
God,
a lot
I'm
of
so
the big
jealous.
custom builders, and that's what we're doing, because I'm working in that world, in that kind of automotive space, and we've got some great people that we know. I mean, we know people from Ford and Chevy, and now, with the advent of electrification, we're working with a great group called Lucid Motors, who actually sponsored the Global Diversity Summit earlier this year. And we're looking at, really sharing the best that we have, the best of people, the best of technologies with young people, administrators, and just people all around the world. That's what it's all about.
Now, somebody in the comments said, Tammy Locke said, ask him about Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow. Well, we met.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean, Rodney.
Well, yeah, we met at the American Music Awards, the very first American Music Awards, and it's just, a lot of time had passed. When we met that day, he became such a mega star, and he was like out of here. Traveling the world. But there were times that he called me, and we would talk on the phone, and he was just he's like a big brother. He's like a mentor, and he always.
How old were you? How old were you, and how old was he?
I was 5 and he was 10.
All right.
Michael, yeah, like around 10. Yep. And he just called me, and he was like a big brother. And he said, hey, Rodney, always dress sharp and never turn down an autograph. They are your fans. And so he told me things, and he said, always be positive, look your best. He said, you never know who's going to take your picture. And I was like, I guess you got a point. And so that was the type of friendship and mentoring that I had from meeting him that night. And this is a clip from the very first American Music Awards.
The very first American Music Awards. Look how cool this is. I'll play that.
Yeah.
Do you know the next award? The next award is for the favorite pop group.
Do you know the nominations?
No.
You don't know the nominations? Okay, well, maybe I can help you. No, that was the last one. Have you ever heard of the Carpenters?
No.
Okay, well, that's one of them. Have you ever heard Gladys Knight and the Pips?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's another one. And let's see. Well, no, not yet. Tony, Orlando, and Dawn. Do you know them?
No.
Okay. Well, the winner is
I couldn't read.
What a ham. What a ham.
Yeah.
Al Green, Tony Orlando, and Don. There were a lot of great people there that night.
So who won?
The Carpenters.
Oh, the Carpenters.
Do you know what this is? Minnie?
Do you mind if an old timer helps you?
No.
Okay, the winner is the Carpenters.
Yeah, Rodney.
So funny. That is
But
hilarious.
everybody loves when a little cute kid does what, like, not scripted and goes off script. Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened because it was funny because Dick Clark put that together. And when I came in the red carpet, he goes, "Wow, you look like a miniature Michael Jackson. I'll be right back." And he tears off. And I guess he went and told the production because it was supposed to be Donnie and Michael going out doing a nominee. But he said, when you go out, take Ricky Siegel and take Rodney with you. And that's how that whole thing came together.
That's awesome.
It's
The
so
rest is
cool.
history.
So cool. Hey, somebody has the comments here saying Rodney has a Rodney Allen Rippy doll made from Mattel. Now, I have a picture of, but I have a feeling you have one there.
Yes.
I
What
just
doesn't
happen
he
to
have?
do. I just happen to have one, and this. There you go. And that's my little Rodney
That is
Allen
great.
doll. And it was created by Mattel Toy, and there was a project called Operation Bootstrap, a very positive thing that happened.
And
There
what
was some kind of deal that happened where Mattel was somebody came down on them because they didn't have any dolls of color, and they decided then Mattel at the time said, "Well, we don't think that there's a market," which made even a bigger uproar. So they said, "If we can find one toy maker to make some African American dolls, we will do a co-production deal with them." And so it was a group called. It was called Operation Bootstrap, but it was called Shadana Toys. And they won that opportunity. And Mattel Toy did the distribution. And they did my doll and JJ Jimmy Walker. And they did a bunch of the Flip Wilson doll. And,
Flip
and
Wilson.
so I'm very honored to have been a part of that whole
You,
thing.
you had to
so
see the
cool.
things I used to do with my Kim Fields doll.
Gracious. Good for you.
Actually, I have a doll that was given to me by a ventriloquist who's from LA, African American ventriloquist.
Rodney.
Who's
that's
that?
Rodney. Yeah. That was the little guy that he had was his name. I think,
Willie
the
Tester,
was Rodney.
Willie
That was
Lester,
Willie Tyler and Lester.
Yeah, Willie Tyler and Lester.
Wasn't there one that was named Rodney? I thought it was.
I don't.
Anyway,
I think it was a Rodney. I think it was a Rodney doll. But Willie Tyler, I had done an event at the Friars Club, and he gave me a Willie Tyler doll. I have it right in this back here room. It's signed and everything in a big box or whatever. And I never opened it. I just wanted to keep it new, and it was just really cool. And he had his own doll too. There's not that many people that have their own dolls, and you're one of the very few too. And so
I'm honored. No, it's just the people that I've met, and I mean, like I said, here's another. This is me with Burl Ives.
Wow.
The snowman
This
looks
is
like him a little.
UNICEF. This is UNICEF. So I was involved with UNICEF for years, and oh boy, here's another good one. Here you go. Good old Roy.
Wow.
Glenn Campbell, right?
Yeah.
No, Roy Clark.
Roy Clark.
Roy Clark.
And check out my outfit. Do you see them rhinestones?
That is funky.
boy?
Dude, you are styling and profiling there.
And do you know, I had no clue. My mom, my dear mother who loved me so much, was a designer. I had no clue because I looked like a freaking rock star. I would walk in on red carpets and people go freaking nuts. And it was my mom. My mom was making all of these clothes for me.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Wow.
It was like,
You wouldn't know that if we didn't have him here.
I'm telling you, I would walk in and my mom had me like rhinestones and studded. It was crazy. It was and people
She bedazzled his clothes.
She did. She really did.
There's a question here saying, did Rodney marry and have kids?
That's a very sweet question. No, I have not married. I have not had any kids. And no, there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing like that. My whole thing was I've just been busy. And I've been very fortunate to have stayed busy and keep working at things. And hopefully, yes, I'm looking forward to be married and settled down and gosh, boy, that would be amazing to have a
Rodney,
child.
most of those girls at this age are going to have baggage.
Well, you know
He's
what?
right. He's right.
But you know what? Look, when you got to have some muscle. You got muscle for the baggage. Don't worry
You're gonna
about
have baggage.
So
You're gonna
are
have
you,
kids that are just rotten.
Rodney, are you a
Husband
vegan?
wants to kick your ass.
Well, you
Husband.
have to. Well, first of all, you have to pick somebody that is not going to bring a bunch of baggage into your life. If they got drama, you gotta let them keep trucking because
You know what?
look,
You know what they
I'm
call
not
those
bringing
girls?
none.
You know what they call those girls? Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
well, hey,
That's-
you know, kind of rough out there.
Well, all
But
right,
you
now
know,
my friend.
actually, I have a very sweet, you know, communication going, and that's what it's all about. You know, I have
You're getting hooked up right
someone-
now. You're getting hooked up here. It says Jenna Bess, who's a psychic medium, by the way, says
Ooh,
it's going to happen. She feels it. So something's happening. You're going to
I
get
love
hooked
it.
up. And right underneath there's Roy Hearns going, I love Rodney. I'm single. I love Rodney. There you go.
All
You get-
right,
what's happening
cheers.
right
There
now.
you go.
We're gonna come to the wedding.
Two of them. Hey Jenna, you sure you're not talking about me?
There
She's
you
not talking about you. And she's talking about you, and she's talking about the baggage.
Oh,
Here's all of my baggage right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I got it going on here also. Yeah. Plus, but yeah, this is so interesting too, though, right? But before I ask you this question, but I think we alluded to it. Say between 4 or 5 years old and 9 years old, did you working those periods, and then maybe between teenagers to into like adulthood, were you working those spots, those little?
I did. Matter of fact, I was working after the Jack in the Box things and other things. I mean, I did $6 Million Man, Police Story, Dr. Welby,
Right.
MD, The Odd Couple, Medical Center, Vegas with Dan Tanner. Yeah,
Remember that? Robert Urich.
Yeah. I did all of that, and then started getting into feature film. I did Oh God Book 2 with George Burns,
Great movie.
and then at that point, at that time, around 1980, the family decided to move to North Carolina because my mom, at the time, I really didn't know. No one knew my mom was sick. Poor thing, she was sick with cancer. And the family decided that we were going to move to North Carolina. And so in 1980, I left. Truthfully, during
12 years old.
that's when the drug craze went crazy and everybody went crazy. I was in North Carolina. So shout out to my high school, Southeast Guilford back there, and all my Falcons, but went to high school back there, graduated. And in 1988, 8 years later, I came back to California, got enrolled in college, and literally have been here since 1988. I'm the only one here. My whole rest of my family
Wow.
is in North Carolina. Truthfully, I could have been the wildest son of a gun that you could have ever imagined out here. But thank God, I set my mind and said, you know what, Rodney? And then sadly, my mom passed away because of the cancer. But we had that talk, and she said, Rodney, what are you going to do? And I said, Mom, I'm going to be graduating soon. And she said, well, you have your money. It's been set aside for you to go to college. And she said, don't you want to go back to California? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, promise me one thing, that you'll go out there, you'll be a good boy, and you won't get yourself in any trouble. I made an oath to my mother on her deathbed, and I said, that's it. So when I came out here, don't get me wrong, I love beautiful women, fast cars, a beer once in a while, but I've always said to myself, I'm never going to allow anything or anyone to take me over. And so I've been able to work with good people and package and build and you know.
It sounds
It's
like
all-
you were
it's all
raised right,
right.
though.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
family. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
You know, you hear childhood stars, and you always hear like these. You know, they fall apart. Things get really, and they go down the tubes. And you seem like you had a good family and good support throughout your young child, your you know the youth.
Yeah.
Were you the
I'm
famous
thankful.
guy over there in North Carolina? Like, did you go as the Hollywood Rodney Allen Rippy, or were you just like another kid?
Funny thing, I was just a normal dude like everybody else. But
Yeah.
the funny thing that happened, remember the TV show Gary Collins, Our Magazine?
Sure.
Gary Collins had a East Coast group, and it was called PM Magazine. And
Yeah.
one day they were looking for me out west, but PM Magazine found out that I was in North Carolina, and they came to my high school and interviewed me. And they were like, "Why is the camera here for the little guy?" You know, and so I just did my interview, and people said, "What's so special about you?" And I said, "Well, it's not special." I said, "It was just a job." And they're like, "What did you do?" I said, "I was an actor." "Oh, you wasn't no actor." And
You're a little kid, you're an actor. They're like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, all right."
Yeah, I said,
I'm the Pope.
and so here's the funny thing: I had just did Oh God Book 2, and I was actually on the back of the box. And so this kid, you know, it got nasty. "Oh, you liar! You're not an actor." I said, "Well, look." I said, "Does anybody have a Blockbuster card?" And this guy said, "I got one right here." I said, "Go rent Oh God Book 2. I'm on the back of the box." And he was like, "No."
What a great bet.
Huh?
What a great bet that is, right?
Yeah.
And so that was on a Friday. So Monday, when the school bus rolls in, there's a whole posse waiting for me. And I get off the bus, and the guy's standing there, and he reaches in his back pocket and snatches out the box and whips it over, and he goes, "Oh my God, it is him! He's on the box! Oh my God!" So he, you know, is that type of thing. So I went.
So that answers this question. Then, how was it going to school being a child, you know, known star? How was it?
Wasn't until the kid called him out.
Really?
Well, they outed me, but the whole funny thing is, all my friends, if you knew, or if you could, if any of my friends were watching from high school, they'll tell you I was the normal dude. I drove a 1968 Mustang to school with a primer spot, and I had fun, and I got into hot rods and pretty girls, and that was it. I stayed out of trouble. That was it.
Did you ever meet Emmanuel Lewis?
We've met in passing. I met Gary Coleman. Actually, me and Gary Coleman played, God rest his soul, in a pool tournament at the Bicycle Club here in Southern California, and he put my team out of the pool competition. He was deadly on a pool table.
Really?
Gary Coleman, I'm telling you, he would barely be high enough, honestly, to be able to see over the edge of the table, but he would go, pow! And it was like that. And he had a perfect eye, you know, sight on the ball. And I mean, he was killer as a pool player. He really was. Awesome.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, what's going on now? So here we are. You're a single guy. You got all these other things going on. You have lots of pride. And who would, you know, you have to think about this. If you think about the jump off from being a 3.5-year-old kid that's on it, just decides he wants to be on television, and the parents say, "Yeah, let's do it." And all of a sudden, you made a living. You hold away all the way through, where most people implode, fall down, get messed up, have problems. What's on the horizon now for the future?
Well, I'm actually working on a project called the Celebrity Shootout, and I've been involved with a lot of great charities like American Cancer Society, Muscular Dystrophy, Special Olympics. I'm going after an event where I'm going to get all the A-list celebrities, all the A-list athletes and VIPs to bring their incredible toys, their Ferraris, their Porsches, all their Lamborghinis. And I want them to come to a local drag strip here in Southern California and drag race for charity. So I put a package together right now, and I talked to Irwindale Speedway out here, which is a local drag strip. Big shout out to Aaron Schwartzbart. I got another buddy of mine he has Motor Gospel Ministries, and he's trying to get people to stop street racing, to get people to go to the track. So there are people like that I'm reaching out to, and there's commentators, Bob Beck, and God, just so many great people. But the goal is to have these celebrities drag race and have people at home to make donor bets and see who's going to win. But all the money is going to go to charity. My goal is to raise millions and multiples of millions of dollars for charities by people watching these celebrities race. And I'm very excited about that. That's something that's very, very big and potential to happen. And I've actually talked to Guinness Book, and I've reached out to Guinness Book World Records because I'm going after 3 world records with this one event to raise the most money, the fastest, for the most charities, all in one event.
Is that on the website?
Yeah, I can get you a package on it. Yeah, I can get you a package on it, but
I think you should do the drag race in that corridor where they did the Grease race from the movie Grease. With that,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
you have
I'm
Cha
gonna
Cha
listen.
Gregorio
Mhm.
start
Well,
each race.
my goal is to have someone like, let's just say Ellen DeGeneres, because she has a Porsche.
She just
To have
quit.
her race Kim Kardashian, who has a Lamborghini. And can you imagine how many fans Ellen has and how many fans Kim Kardashian has? And once they line up, people at home watching, people in the grandstands, they can take their cell phone out and they can make a bet. But all that money is going to go to the charities that these ladies and young men and people represent.
It's great. You know, Walt, we say this all the time. A lot of people just want to go hang out and have a beer, but Rodney's the kind of guy we should go out and have a beer. It would be just a fun thing.
Hey, and let me tell you something. I love good beer. I love Peroni. I love Height. Height is a Korean beer. I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. But it's a balance. I love good food, good wine, but good living. And you got to keep your head together, because I don't. When I get around people and they start talking crazy, I'm like, man, this person's crazy. I'm like, I got to get down the road, and I do all the time. I'm like,
are you a vegan, or you just eat like everything? You just
I try to eat. I try to eat well, but I am thinking more about a more plant-based diet. I'm trying to work out more, drink plenty of water, and like I said, I'm not a smoker or nothing like that. Ain't never been, and never will be. So, I mean, it's
That's
all
good. That leaves more steak for me. And
you go.
But I do like a good steak, and I do like a good burger once in a while.
How could you not? How could you not? You were definitely a pleasure to even do it. I really appreciate doing it. I hope you come back, because we're going to probably have the show with a lot of people on one day. We'd love to have you come back and do this. But first of all, I like to tell people how to get in touch with you. I understand you're best to be seen here.
Yes. I like that. The real RodneyAllenRippy.com.
Real Rodney Allen.
That's right. That is my email. You can catch me on Facebook. You can catch me on Instagram. I'm ask for everybody to continue to support me and get ready. Oh, I had one more thing.
Sure.
I was with the Harlem Globetrotters.
I love the Harlem Globetrotters.
Of course he was.
And I actually pulled this out of my case for you guys. It's all
is that the original Harlem Globetrotters? Or?
This is my
Curly
ball.
Neal.
I used to love Curly as a kid. I loved Curly. I thought he was the best. Like Curly.
Yeah. All the guys. Well, from Geese and Tex and Meadowlark Lemon and
Meadowlark Lemon.
All great people. But honestly,
Geese Osby. I forgot about Geese Osby.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Great people. But
I was a huge Washington Generals fan that played them.
Wow, yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Everybody loved the Harlem Globetrotters with Sweet Georgia Brown.
It was the greatest. Yeah. It was. I was at Madison Square Garden. I had seen them years ago.
Dude, if you remember, every Saturday afternoon, like on the Wide World of Sports, they would have like the Harlem Globetrotters playing somebody.
That's right.
On a Saturday afternoon at like 4:30.
I'm looking to reconnect with them, because they really, they love school kids and having a positive image. And so that's what, through Hidden Pioneers, that's one of the things that we're trying to connect back up with the Harlem Globetrotters and hopefully do some type of work with them. But I remember when I was in high school, they came to Greensboro, and some of my high school buddies, I said, hey, let's all go. So we were watching them, and I was in the grandstand, and I was like, man. And so I told one of my buddies, I said, I used to be with them guys. And they were like, no, you didn't. I go, I'm serious. Then I could see.
And you pulled out a Blockbuster card.
And I go, oh, Meadowlark, is Rodney Allen Rippy. He goes, hey, everybody, it's Rodney Allen Rippy. And he took all of us. It was the funniest thing. They took the whole group, and we were able to hang out with them, and we went in the locker room. That's where I got the ball. So it's cool.
That's great.
And you're a humble guy, but you can see that you have a good heart. You're a good person.
Yeah.
You want to do good things, and really, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, me too.
Rodney, we got to roll this, take this up, and so once again, if people want to get in touch with you, they could get you on Facebook, or they can go to your website and hit all the other things. RealRodneyAllenRippy.com. Yeah. And if you guys like our show, you want to press the like button. Yeah, or the subscribe button. The like helps. Yeah. We really appreciate it. Press the like, even if you don't like. If you don't like it, press don't like. That's okay.
Right.
It's all
just
good.
Press it and then unpress it.
Yes, on Cool Crap we love. And that's where you can catch us.
There. Say hi, everybody, and I appreciate you guys. And
hey, Rodney, thank you, man. You're aces, man. I got to tell you.
Yeah,
you guys are awesome. Big shout out to Candy out there. She's back east, and she's been having some ups and downs and things like that. A bunch of friends of mine, and I just pray and hope everybody stay happy, COVID free. Let's get America jump started again. Let's have a great summer.
We're ready.
Fun, man. Let's have
More
And
than ready.
thank you also to Roger Paul for hooking this up. Also.
Our
yeah,
PA
my
agency,
agent Roger Paul out of New
Good
York.
guy.
Thank
Great
you,
guy.
man.
You can't get better than Roger Paul. He's stand up guy. Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, you may see him at over at what's his name's house. What was
There you go.
Snoop's house?
Never know.
All right,
Thank you again, Rodney.
Thank you guys.
Stay
Thanks
well.
for having me on.
Healthy and keep the faith. You're doing it great.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
See
See you guys
We'll see you guys next week with another great show. We don't know what we're doing, but we'll be something like this.